2024 was a year of monumental global events with ripple effects that continue to shape Nigeria's bilateral and multilateral engagements. This report examines how these events have impacted Africa's largest economy and its standing on the global stage. Moyo Thomas brings us that report, and we'll be back with business news.
2024 earned the title the Year of Elections, with over 90 countries, nearly half of the world, holding national elections. Interestingly, a majority of these elections, particularly in democratic nations, saw incumbent parties losing support, signaling a global political shift. While Nigeria didn't hold a presidential election this year, it has become a pivotal period for President Bola Tinubu's administration, particularly in advancing foreign relations and fulfilling key international commitments. The government's 4D foreign policy, focused on democracy, demography, development and diaspora, has been at the heart of Nigeria's strategic engagement with the world. Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Minister, Yusuf Maitamatuga, speaks about the progress of the policy.
You can see that Nigeria has asserted itself on the foreign policy front. Strategic autonomy is something that even other countries are now beginning to talk of, because as I keep saying, the 4Ds is predicated on a fulcrum of strategic autonomy. So we're making progress.
On the global stage, one of the most discussed events was the return of former U.S. President Donald Trump. Analysts predict his re-election could impact Nigeria's foreign aid, particularly in areas like health and climate initiatives, due to his America First policy. Despite potential challenges, Nigeria has actively diversified its diplomatic engagements. President Tinubu visited key nations, including the Netherlands, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, France, and China, while hosting high-profile leaders like India's Prime Minister and Germany's President. These diplomatic efforts have begun to yield tangible economic benefits, particularly in attracting foreign investments.
Some of the investors that are already here on ground, like Indorama, are expanding their investments, in terms of petrochemicals, in terms of production of plastics and so forth. You saw the outcome of Mr. President's visit to Brazil, where the Batista brothers committed to an investment of over $2 billion. You saw the outcome of Mr. President's visit to several other countries. So wherever we go, there are commitments, and sometimes the investments happen immediately. Sometimes it takes time. So we just have to be patient. But these are things that are happening, and this administration is committed to reaching out and ensuring that the ambience that would attract investors is in place.
Nigeria's global reputation also remains strong, as President Tinubu did not attend the 79th United Nations General Assembly. Vice President Kashim Shettima represented Nigeria with full presidential protocol. One of Nigeria's key priorities at the General Assembly was advocating for a permanent seat on the UN Security Council. Foreign Affairs Minister shares updates on this ongoing efforts.
What happened on the margins of the United Nations General Assembly, when the US and of course several other countries also endorsed the idea of Africa being represented in the UN Security Council with a permanent seat. So we're making significant progress, and of course when that is thrown to Africa, we believe Nigeria is in a vantage position, is in a strategic position to be able to represent the rest of Africa.
Regionally also, Nigeria continues to play a leading role in ECOWAS, as President Bola Tinubu, re-elected as the chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government. Since his re-election, he has been working to ensure unity of the regional bloc.
Why is ECOWAS insisting, or why has ECOWAS been working for the unity of the community? Because ECOWAS we feel that when we are united, it makes things better. When we are united, it makes integration better. And integration in this sense is the ability for you to move from Nigeria to Seme, to Ghana, to Abidjan seamlessly, without visas. The ability of you to take your goods and services, and sell them in other countries. So this is the reason why we want unity, because unity makes for better integration. And better integration makes for, economic growth and development of the region.
In West Africa, President Tinubu's leadership as chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government has been widely acknowledged. He navigated complex geopolitical challenges while pushing for regional stability and economic growth.
To band together, to work together, to solve complex problems in the sub-region. And West Africa has complex problems, top of which is insecurity and terrorism, particularly in the Sahel, that has spilled to Nigeria, that is spilling to other West African countries. And so this is not a time for countries to want to do things on their own. It's a time for countries to come together. And you can see how ECOWAS is trying to solve this problem with the standby force. ECOWAS has talked a lot about this standby force, and to ensure that the standby force becomes a reality, we've seen that the ministers of finance and defense have been meeting in trying to put together standard operating procedures for the standby force, in trying to see how the standby force will be financed.
2024 has been a year of bold strides for Nigeria in the realm of foreign affairs. From strengthening ties with global powers to maintaining its influence in multilateral organizations, the Tinubu administration continues to prioritize Nigeria's place in the international community. Indeed, 2024 has been a year of navigating global dynamics for Nigeria. These achievements point to the importance of strategic engagement. With strong leadership already shown, Nigeria can continue to turn perceived global challenges into opportunities. Moyo Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.